So, yeah, we just invited her. She'll be on in just a moment. And what are you doing with your life today? What's going on in your mind? This is Mental Health Month and always spiritual health life beyond Mental Health Month. We're talking about a spiritual health that leads to mental health. So, what did you do today to begin your day? Did you have a moment of meditation? Did you have a moment of gratitude? Did you have a moment of thanksgiving and appreciation for things that you might take for granted? All of these things are very important because, this next breath you take, you don't want to take for granted. The next beating of your heart, you don't want to take for granted. So if you wake up with a sense of gratitude, thanksgiving and appreciation, you come out of taking things for granted, you become more receptive to the bounty of life. Life always wins, by the way, that wants to express through you and by means of you. And while we're waiting for Hilary to come on, I remember a bunch of my students had just graduated from our spiritual practitioner training. And one of the students asked us to hold her in prayer for to be higher on the list for a kidney transplant. And I said, why don't we try to heal the kidneys that you have? And she said, no. The doctors have said that this is a very rare disease. They've never seen any remission from it. I just want to go higher on the kidney transplant. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm remembering the story by Alan Watts in which he had to wait for his wife a lot because she was always late. So he turned it into something good. He said, well, while I have to wait, I might as well meditate. I thought about that story. And I said to her, listen, while we're waiting for your kidney transplant, why don't we see what we can do? And she went for it. And so I had the class pray for her while while she was doing inner work. And lo and behold, her kidneys healed. And that was 10 years ago. She's still walking around here in a very powerful way. So I say that to say, don't take your kidneys for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Bless everything. And if you live in a state of gratitude and blessings, oh my God, so much good begins to flow through your life. So we're going to be doing this on a regular basis, having conversations with individuals. And last Tuesday, we had a great conversation with Sterling Brown, a great Agape member, great, obviously, actor. This is us. And you can see that on my Instagram site if you've missed it. And today, we're going to have a sweet conversation with Hilary Swank. And so just be patient. Hold on a second. It's about to happen. Let me have a little bit of this ashwagandha green tea. Yeah, you heard it. I said it correctly. Ashwagandha green tea. Ashwagandha is very good for the body temple, very fortifying. Green tea is very antioxidant, energizing. So when you combine ashwagandha and green tea, it's really a good combination. Hey, if you haven't got my app yet, just trying to join. Oh, here she is.
You guys, sorry, you were typing in my name with 2 L's.
Somebody was doing that?
Somebody. But here I am. Hi, Rev.
Hey, how you doing, Hilary?
I'm great. I was listening to everything you were saying. Hi, everybody. Hi. Peace and blessings.
Yes. So you could hear my preamble waiting for you?
Yeah, about being grateful for everything and what are you doing today to, show that appreciation. And, I was listening to everything. I was typing, I can't get on. And wonderful people were joining in going, Rev, she's trying. So thanks, everybody. We
Well,
got each other's
listen,
backs.
I wasn't worried at all. I was just talking until technology kicked in.
That's
But
right.
it's good. It's good to be with you. I'm sure everybody that's tuning in knows who you are, but just in case they don't, I just want to say, we're with Hilary Swank. Two-time Oscar winner,
Mhm.
$1 Million Baby, Boys Don't Cry. But even beyond that, what I've always appreciated about you, Hilary, is that, we used to talk about this years ago. Some of the projects that you chose were not necessarily big blockbuster projects. I mean, they were projects of your heart, projects that would make a difference in the world, projects that would shine the light on things that you were really concerned about. And
Yeah.
so I've always respected that about you. So beyond this mega movie star, which is beautiful and wonderful, really a deep nod to your talent.
Thank
uh,
you.
just a good all-around human being.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you, Michael.
yeah,
First of all, I just want to share with everybody that I have been going to Agape and a member of Agape since I was 17 years old. I'm 45 now, and so I've been following you and your teachings and your light for over half my life. And it has been such an important, first of all, I mean, I just went down to California and I'd only been in California a couple of years, and I was so just young, and I was trying to find my way in the business and trying to understand how to navigate it. And I had a wonderful mom who was supporting me. But having your teachings at such a young and influential part of my life was so important, and teaching me the right path in order to, be in the right zone, but meaning like learning how to take care of myself in a way that I was hanging with the right people, but
right,
also the right zone with the universe, and
right.
finding and learning how to shine my light in the way that you teach it, in order to try and just do the best I could to navigate that world in which to tell stories. So I thank you for that, and it was such a gift. Um,
Yeah,
Shortly
you
after that, I like you said, I just started looking for stories about people who had feelings like I had inside. Now, what's beautiful about these stories is a lot of them are the stories about the outsider, right? People trying to, fit in societal norms, and finding out that they might not be able to, and so then blazing their own trail.
right.
And that was something that I could really relate to and understand. And it taught me, those people, and a lot of them were true stories, taught me the importance of perseverance and the importance of trusting in something bigger than societal norms and the such. So, but between you and those stories that I was so blessed to be a part of telling, it just helped create who I am today. And you and those characters will always remain in my heart.
Yeah, I remember one time I was flying somewhere, and a person came with me and started talking to me. Seemed familiar, but I didn't know who the person was. Some little guy, and all of a sudden it was you in disguise. You were dressed. I think you were in character for Boys Don't Cry or something, and you were
Mm-hmm.
dressed up as a little boy or something, and you were just talking to me, and then finally you said, "It's me, it's Hillary," and you would go out, like one time you dressed up as an old lady somewhere or something, but you would go
Yep.
out and get in character, walk around the street, and carry and make the character really come alive within you. In real life, and I'll always remember that. Who is this person talking to me on the plane? I don't know, but
Well, that's right. And I remember that because one of the things I needed to do was learn how. I knew that the actors on set were going to, say their lines and pretend that I was Brandon, Tina. And, I needed to know what made me really pass as a boy and what didn't. So I was going to the people that I knew. And at that point, I'd known you already, like 7 years. So going up to you and talking to you and saying, oh, I'm Hilary's cousin James from Iowa, and I had this whole conversation with you, and then you were just talking to me and we were having a great conversation, and then I was like, it's Hilary, it's
Hilary.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always appreciated your work and appreciated how you didn't get sucked into a lot of the Hollywood stuff. You remain true to yourself, and that's a very difficult beast to navigate. And you've used the principles in a very powerful way. Now we're in this lockdown quarantine situation. It's the first time in history where the whole world has basically gone into quarantine, and first time that healthy people are being asked to stay inside. It's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
And what how is this affecting you, or what are you learning about yourself during this time of lockdown? Any insights, any revelations?
Yes. One revelation or continued revelation I've had is the work that I've had to do within myself and for myself is it's really easy to keep busy and to avoid what you need to attend, whatever that is for anybody, right?
Right.
And so my work, kind of my whole life, has been to just slow down and simply be. And that's outside of my meditation practice, which, is really important to me, but that's 20 minutes. And when you think of 20 minutes in a 24-hour day, it's not that long. And then you can really easily fill the time in being busy.
Right.
So it's in the beginning, I was really overwhelmed with the weight of what was happening to people. Just as a whole, this is something that's affecting everyone. And even though we're isolated, you can feel that heaviness, especially in the beginning. And I was really overwhelmed by it, and I was crying every day. And then I got into a place of trying to understand what this meant for not just me, but everyone on a bigger level. And I feel like this is a real big reset button. I feel like we've needed this for a long time. I feel like we're going through things in a whole that is so ginormous, from what's happening to the earth, to what's happening in politics, to what's happening with just oppression of certain people,
Right.
racial issues, things
Right.
that feel so overwhelming, and feel like, what can we do as a singular person to help and make things better? And then I got into the fact that, in order to, and it just makes me even emotional now, because when you think about it, it can feel heavy. So I thought, well, if this is a major reset button for not just me, but for everyone is in this together, right? What
Right.
are we doing to utilize this time? Because nothing lasts forever, right? Sorry, I'm just over here on the side of the road where I got signal because I was in the middle and someone's just driving up. So let me social distance and go around the corner.
This is real life.
Yeah, this is real life.
This is real life. This is not like a take. This is not a take. This is real life.
That's right. So I thought, well, if I'm here, utilizing this time to reset, how is that going to work for me? And so it means reconnecting with why I'm here on a bigger level. It means honoring that need to reset, that need to sit down and reflect and just simply be. And I'm so grateful that I was given a gift to be a storyteller, because if I can use this time to find more stories that I want to tell, that shine a light on humans and the underdogs and what connects us, rather than connecting to the things that divide us. Mm-hmm. And work on, as a production company that I have as well, getting those stories ready to be made, so that when we can get them made, we connect with the light of those stories. We connect with the human qualities of those stories, no matter what the race, gender or creed of those stories are telling. And that's my part. That's what I can do. And that's the gift I was given. And I'm so grateful for it. And so I want to use this time to continue to find those stories, to also continue to be quiet
Yeah.
and not avoid.
Right. That seems to be kind of the theme of our time right now. This reset. Let's stop. Individuals, as you've been saying, individuals have been distracted, avoiding, using the world of shopping and consumerisms and whatever to not really deal with themselves. I mean, we're talking about the fact that we can actually become growth centric beings. We can actually think about what kind of people do we want to be this time next year, rather than what next thing I can get myself into to distract myself from myself. We can begin to ask, who do I want to be this time next year? And oftentimes, people go through a whole life and never ask that question. And
Yes.
they end up, later on in life, not really fulfilling potential or giving gifts. So this, I think the word reset is good, and I invite people to really think about what it means to be growth centric, what it means to be about inviting the next stage of our unfoldment to occur. I've been asking people this question, based on this situation we're in, this global reset. What is it that you're going to leave behind when we're able to go out into the world again? And what is it that you're going to amplify and take with you? We know you're a great storyteller, so we know you're taking that with you in your giftedness. What are you going to leave behind, and anything else that you might be taking with you, or you want to take with you?
I'm going to, every time I do slow down, when I have a moment to slow down, I always say, please let me hold on to this feeling and how good this is for me. And yet quickly I get wrapped up into daily life and the busyness again. And so for me, it's imperative that I hold on to not making a reset be something that is forced on me. Meaning, we have to do this right now. It's not a forced thing. This is a choice that I want to make for myself all the time. It's putting people's priorities back in order. I don't have children, but all my friends who have children say, I kept saying, once I got to this finish line with this job, or once I made that mark, or once I hit that, agenda thing, then I would go and spend a week with my kid camping or something. And then that just became a year, and then another year, and the next thing they know, their children are teenagers. We're not going to get this time back, right? In this way,
Right.
in this form, in this life. And so I think that it's just shifted priorities and reminded me as well that we don't need to be forced into the reset button. Like every day, wake up, like you always say. I wake up and I go through, the first thing I do when I wake up and the first thing I do when I go to sleep is I say at least 5 things that I'm grateful for, and I hold them so in my heart, and I feel them like deeply. And I let that carry me into my day, and I let that bring me back to my center. And then I let that be the thing that lets me go to sleep. It helps me go to sleep. And I hold that when I'm sleeping too.
Absolutely. Yes.
So those, that's always been kind of my ritual even before this reset. But this reset is just, like I said, it's a reminder to keep our priorities in order. And what are those priorities? It's not shopping, right? It's not, it's not, yes, we have a purpose while we're here, right? We have our purpose and we have to work towards that purpose, but that's not all encompassing. There's other things that we need to figure out for ourselves and make a choice every day to be present with.
Is there anything burgeoning within you that has come up during this time that you want to explore more about yourself, that you want to bring to the world, or even not just to the world, but just want to bring out to anyone?
Well, kind of going back to the beginning of our conversation, you not only did you influence me when I was young, but you continue to influence me with your teachings. And I just followed you recently. I got an email from you that was, you sent out to your email list about something you did on commune,
Oh,
and
right.
I'm always just looking for ways to continue to educate myself in higher learning. And
Yes.
so I've followed, I've read your books and I've followed all your teachings, and yet there's still so much to continue to grow as you deepen your evolution of yourself, right? And so
Right.
I just recently got onto commune because of you, and
Ah,
I really enjoyed that 10-day course very, very much, and then found some other wonderful people within that uh, database to
it's a great,
follow,
it's a great family. It's a great family.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was great. And I love that. And you were talking about that person who was going through the divorce, what you just started on this talk with, who needed a liver transplant, and how you were gonna you know, how that person didn't end up needing a transplant because of
Right.
the prayer work and all of that. That was that one of your commune lessons for one
Yeah,
of the
it was
days.
right. It was a teaching. I told her she was very adamant that she wanted a kidney transplant, and
Oh
I
yeah,
said, well,
sorry.
let's try to heal the ones you have. And she was again, she couldn't accept it. So I said,
Yeah.
well, while we're waiting for the transplant, let's see what we can do. And I had the class. I said, how many people um, gave praise that their kidneys are working today? No one raised their hand. I said, oh, every time you go to the restroom, give thanks your kidneys are working. We called it the PP prayer, praying while peeing. And anyway, we prayed for her. Her name was Donna. Prayed for Donna. And then Donna, I had her read these chapters of a book that dealt with physical healing. So her mind would be available to the possibility of it. So between her mind being available and the class holding her in prayer, about a month later when she went back to the hospital, they had spontaneously healed. And that was over 10 years ago. And she's still peeing like a champ.
Pee-peeing,
So,
praying
yeah.
while peeing. Yeah, I mean,
So yeah,
it's
there's
like it's
definitely
the
power
power of the
in
science of mind. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt
right.
you.
Science of
Yeah,
mind is spirit.
it's
No, no, no. It's okay. This is what it's all about. So you were talking about
yeah,
so you just want to explore more learning because, as I like to say, whatever it is we think we know, it's infinitesimally small compared to what we don't know. And so to be growth centric is
exactly.
to be aware of that. The beginner's mind, being as a child, being in wonder and awe about what we don't know, so that every year we're a different, greater version of ourselves in some area of our life. And that is to be in the nature
Amen.
of life. Life oozes, you know. So now, do you tune in on Sundays and dance with us? On,
Every Sunday that I can. If I'm not in the air traveling somewhere, or somewhere where I don't have Wi-Fi, I'm always live streaming. And when I'm in Los Angeles, I'm always there.
right,
So
right.
um I just I feel like it's like now more than ever being connected in that way, and you're just on fire. You're watching you even in your kind of evolution over the last however many years it's been, 25 years, is just been also so wonderful to witness, and how you've just continued to deepen and grow in your evolution. It's as they say, we learn from people's actions, right? More than we do from their words. So I am blessed just having been a part of your life and your teachings for so long. And I always tune in.
Thank you so much for that. And I'm glad we're a part of this great, wonderful family. And you mentioned, I'm not going to keep you too much longer, but you mentioned earlier about the things that the COVID has revealed. You talked about race a little bit, and obviously we're thinking about Ahmaud Arbery, who was murdered by the white nationalist, and how social media assisted in really getting these two men arrested that had been sitting around for over a month. Nothing happened, and the kind of work we're doing, your storytelling, Agape's reach, is actually, shift the narrative so that, as you were saying, gender, race, color, creed, we have to all see each other as an expression of the one source. And so I know a lot of your work deals with a lot of things, a lot of your
Thank you.
storytelling, and we have a lot of work to do.
We do. And I will never run again without holding him in my heart. I run for him along with everyone else who's running. He can't run anymore in the physical form, and we will for him.
Yeah. He went jogging and didn't get home to his mother, so we think about his mom. Yes. I put her picture up on the screen on Mother's Day.
Yes. Well, do you know he was born on Mother's Day?
Oh, that's right. That was his birthday.
It was going to be his 25th birthday. And so Yeah.
Hilary's still my sensitive, sweet one. Very, the tears just flow. And I understand. I cried. But you know what? Everybody has to do what they can. I so appreciate you doing what you can. Hey, let me ask you this question. Have you downloaded my app yet?
Yes, of course I have. The day that
it
was right. Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago that it went live?
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah.
Oh, Rev, I'm all about you. I got your back. I'm following you. I'm supporting you. You're supporting me. We're all supporting one another as a community. Everyone who tuned in, we can't thank you enough for joining us. And
no, thank you.
We're all one. We're all one, and we're united through this through Agape, through your app. Thank you for doing these live streams. Thank you for reminding us what's important. We're all going to be stronger from this. It's nothing, like you say, the lessons don't come easily, right? And every day we're given opportunities to grow, and we have to look at this as a huge opportunity to grow.
The big growth opportunity for our entire world. We have to remember that we're sovereign beings. We can't let go of our civil liberties. We have to stay strong, and we have to develop the capacity to develop our intuition through the work we're doing, so we're not just listening to external authority figures that in many cases don't have our best interests at heart. We have to be able to discern the difference between individuals who are holding us for the best and individuals who are just playing some kind of political game for whatever reason. And we want people to be self-empowered.
And the insight to know the difference.
And the insight to know the difference. We want empowered people. That's what we want. We want people to be empowered. And hopefully and prayerfully, this time of lockdown, people are going to do exactly what you're talking about doing. Going in, introspecting, embracing a sense of gratitude about who we are, bringing our gifts out into the world. And the muscles we develop during this time, we don't allow them to atrophy when we're able to go back into society again. Hilary, thank you for being with me today. I know you're on site, you're doing something, and you stopped to have this conversation with us. And so I appreciate your time. I appreciate your consciousness. I appreciate you. And for those listening, we were talking about the app. If you don't have the app, you can just go to my website, michaelbbeckwith.com, and get the app. I'm going to be loading in a lot of things for inspiration and prayer and hope during this time and beyond. So just go ahead and sign up for it. Join us.
You guys will not be disappointed. Talk about get inspired and stay inspired, because life is good all the time.
Any last words? Is that it?
I'm so grateful for you.
Let me ask you this. How are you and your husband? How are you and your husband?
We're great. That's right.
Great.
Everybody, Reverend Michael married us 2 years ago this August. August 18th, and actually today is our 4-year anniversary of meeting each other on May 15th, 2016. So we were on the road to find a nice place to picnic in the middle of nowhere here.
Great. Hey, thank him for allowing me to steal you away for a moment.
I will. He was so happy. He was like, "Oh, that's so great. Yeah, let's pull over. Let's do this." So
that's
thank you, Rev. I love you so much. To the community, I love you so much. So grateful to all of you. We're all in this together. We got each other's backs. Thank you, and I'll
Absolutely.
see you Sunday live stream.
See you Sunday, and I will talk to you soon.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Have a great day.
You too.
Everyone, that was Hilary Swank. As you can see, she's definitely a practitioner of these sacred truths. She puts it into practice. I always loved the fact that she would sometimes choose movies that did do exactly that, pointed the finger at the underdog, at people who really needed their story told. And at times when she was being invited to do big blockbuster movies. So she's always had her finger in doing that as well as doing the big movie as well. Absolutely appreciate her. Have a bright and powerful day. And I'll see you Sunday. For those of you who've never been to a inspirational Sunday service, you can go to agapelive.com and watch it online, or you can go to my Facebook page and watch it, and michaelbbeckwith.com to download the app. You can go to, and hey, that's all I got to say. Stay in gratitude, stay in thanksgiving, stay in appreciation, and watch as your life glows. Now, this is Mental Health Month. It's Spiritual Health Life. If you take care of your spiritual health, you'll be prone to have good mental health. So we hold in prayer individuals who are suffering a little bit from their mental health, and we say to you at this moment, if there is some kind of disconcerting going on mentally, do not hesitate to reach out and ask for help. Do not feel embarrassed. Ask for help. Here at Agape, we do have a 24-hour prayer line. You can call 310-348-1250 and get that number. And we have crisis line as well. That call that number. You can get the information on it. But let's breathe. Let's stay grateful. Let's stay thankful. Let's stay appreciative. Let's be growth centric. Have a bright day.